just want to make sure all the things are going well.
Oh yeah, Oliver is here.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Yeah, I know they are. We're checking stuff before. Yeah, beforehand. We're checking stuff before. It does show you. Oh. I will fix that. Testing, testing. How's that sound? Are our voices louder? It's not what I want.
Staring at the stars in the back of my car. Trying to figure out just who we are.
Ah, there we go. You want our mics up.
Picking words out of our favorite songs, We can stay up all night. Yeah, we'll show them we were right.
Go ahead and talk, Aunt Bay, just so we can check everything out.
Alright, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome.
Hopefully the music isn't as loud as your voice. It's not going to be on very long, the music, so it's a bit quieter than you, but it's a lot better than before. Okay, see if I can increase your volume somehow.
I can just talk louder if I need to.
Well, the volume for the music's gonna be off when we're recording. I just wanted to get this somewhat going. Cool. Thank you for coming, Hollifer, and being our test dummy. It reminds me I gotta listen to his latest episode.
I don't know how they do it. They're way too smart. I can't even figure out like how to make my voice sound slightly better when I'm editing videos.
Oh.
I tried googling and I couldn't understand.
Yeah, no worries, man. Like, you got the whole video thing down pat. I've failed, or not failed, but I've given up on trying. I'm just like, I'll just stick with this. And then you got Hollifer, who does both.
Yeah, I honest to God, like, I think he works on like different times.
Yeah.
Maybe Denmark has like 30 hours in a day.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we're definitely gonna
How is
have
he
to
so
ask you that.
active? How is he so active? I get so jealous.
Alrighty. Well, before they start making a bunch of noise, we might as well start, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Switch this over. Alright. Officially going live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, Formicast fans, to another episode of Formicast Podcast, your source for everything ant-keeping. I am your host, Durka, and today we are doing something special live on YouTube for the first time for Season 3, which starts on Monday, is we're doing a live interview with a special guest, Ant Bay. Say hello, my good sir.
How's it going, guys? Hope you guys had a good week so far.
All right. So, we do have a lot of questions, and yes, we're going to get to a lot of them, especially the ones that are in our chat, like the one I just got from Hollifer, which we will wait for that one to the very end. But before we get into any questions, I just wanted to start with basically how your week went. Like, what is there anything new that you want to share with the community? Anything in general? What's going on?
A week's been good, pretty productive. Busy week as usual. Let's see, I got my logo animated, so that was nice.
Yeah.
One of my best friends from high school, he's out there in LA doing like show business and whatnot, and he's
Yeah.
really good at graphic designing. And I reached out to him like, hey, can you, animate my logo? And he did. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I also ordered just new camera lens because I've been just filming with my phone this whole time.
Oh, have you? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, technology, right?
Yeah.
Uh, iPhone 13 Pro. It's got a pretty good macro lens, but it's kind of hard to like, track when you have like a big out world. Plus, you
Right.
just have to put your phone in and then record. And
Yeah.
I don't want to get bit. So yeah, I'm ordering a new lens, and I'm trying now the weather is starting to warm up. I'm trying to see what days I'm off, maybe in the next couple of weeks, and then
Uh-huh.
I've been planning on doing some like documentary style videos,
Okay.
especially about like how to find ants and what type of ants that's in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are in the works. It's just trying to figure out logistics and then see if somebody can go with me, because it'll be like a couple of days trip, and I don't want to be in the mountains by myself.
That would be a very exciting trip for sure.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's just a matter of convincing some people in the house.
Right. Yep. That's for sure. Actually, CT Ants, we were having a conversation last week for the episode that'll be coming out on Monday, and how he's charted on of the state of Utah because he lives in Utah. So he's got like a chart of where he plans on going ant hunting, like this next season.
Right.
And I was actually like, you know what? I should probably do the same here in Michigan and like kind of figure out where I can go to catch some ants that I would normally wouldn't catch right here
Mm-hmm.
near the house. Because most of the ants that I would catch during the spring and in like summer and fall would be right here, like down the steps in our backyard. But
Right.
yeah, so that's something I'm definitely going to be doing this year too. And my girlfriend actually is going to be getting into ant keeping as well. So we're going to be doing that
Nice.
together. So
Nice.
yeah.
I don't know if this site will help. Have you heard of the antweb.org?
Yes, ant web. Yep.
Yeah. It's like the best thing out there, I guess.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
and then
Yeah.
let's do this.
Sweet. Yeah, so another big thing is this is probably the first time anybody has seen your face. There we go,
Yeah.
folks.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too fond of sharing my faces,
Yeah, it's okay.
Not the best looking, or I'm just too handsome and big for it.
Right. Yeah. So you have any updates on your ants specifically?
So updates on ants. Yes and no. There are a couple of ants that's going to be coming in.
Ooh.
Just more camping artists and see if I can get some honey pots. Those are in the works.
Yeah.
Trying to get trap jaw ants, but that's a
Yeah.
little bit hard.
Yeah, it's a bit hard, especially with the kind of laws we have in this country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
So
just gotta find somebody that's in California that already has it.
yeah, that's for
Basically.
sure.
Um, most of my ants are just got out of hibernation,
Okay.
so they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Yeah, lost a lot of brood.
Oh
Probably
shoot.
my fault. Probably my fault. I had Formica that I didn't show anybody because when I got them, they were starting to get into a hibernation. Right? Yeah, they were. And then, I just checked on them 2 days ago, and then, yeah, most of the broods were gone, but there was some plenty of new eggs, so hopefully that's a good sign.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, for me specifically. So on the episode with CT Ants, I kind of filled him in on it, and I'll let you guys listen to that. Listen to that on Monday, where I kind of go into it more. But after I did an unboxing fail and had this recorded. I was recording this and taking the ants out of the box and everything, going and showing everyone on the screen and everything, and realizing that that the ants had like one of the queens was like in a little puddle of water and she looked like she was gonna drown. And I go into full details on that episode, but the carpenter queen that I got sent, that one specifically laid some eggs and actually got her on video laying some eggs, which was pretty awesome to see. Um, it was actually, I put that in one of the reels for this episode,
Nice.
so people get to
Yeah.
check that out. But I did want to say that this specific episode is supposed to be a part of a 3-part release for season 3, and so you're the first to be recorded live.
Awesome.
So yeah. Is there anything else specifically? Well, you're talking about you got some videos planned. And I just gotta say, dude, I just love the videos.
Thank you.
So which
Yeah. So one thing that it'll probably work out better once the camera is here.
yeah.
I forgot to mention that I did get a Texas bullet ant.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm trying to make a trailer to my channel, but this time it's gonna be like super suspenseful, and then it's gonna revolve around the Texas bullet ant.
Yeah.
And I just need her first worker to come, and then once that happens,
Okay.
it'll be fun.
Awesome. All right, so we do got some questions, so let's get into these really quick. First one, I actually got 2 from Ants Callie, and I think you might have gotten the same one from him as well. So I'm just gonna group
probably.
those together. So he wanted to know, what is your favorite colony that you currently have?
All right, so my favorite colony that I currently have is the Modocs, I would say.
Okay.
And then them and the Floridanus are just up there with each other.
Right.
Because I don't know if I made it clear or not, but I like ants having different castes. Workers, majors, super majors.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far my Floridanus is the biggest colony I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love seeing them like eat, drink, and everything, right?
Right.
And the Modocs are just so huge.
Right.
And it's just so huge. They, you're just kind of like stuck there and watching them, like, whoa.
Yeah. It's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
and they're quite resilient. The Modo Queen, I feel like she either ate her leg or she cut it off. Because when I first got her, she had all sets of eggs, and not legs, and then now she's missing the front leg. So I don't know what happened, but she's doing
Oh.
great.
Okay.
she's laying like tons of eggs right
Oh,
now.
that's good. Yeah. Hopefully, missing 2 legs isn't gonna be too much of a problem down the road.
I think she's fine.
Yeah.
She's just laying there.
Yeah. Just like,
She actually does not like care for lights. Whenever I like shine light on it,
Yeah.
and then start recording, she'll like come up to me and then walk back where she is and then just lay there.
Oh. She's like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you want to take pictures? Here, take pictures.
Yeah, take some pictures.
Let me
Yeah,
just get on my good side.
that's funny. Um, oh, I went to write in here and it auto corrected it. Do you have any favorite ant nests?
Do I have any favorite ant nests? Yes. Yes and no. Um, my favorite ant nest is the Fortress from Tar Heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also have non-favorite ant nests.
Oh.
But yeah, I feel like the you know Fortress from Tar Heel is
Yep.
probably the best nest out there for like medium-sized colonies.
Yeah. Tar Heel is good. I got probably like 5 mini hertz just sitting laying around.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I like he put what was it like around Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
He had a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
So like he had the 5 mini Tar Heel combo, and then another it'll come with another Tar Heel. Oh, I can't speak. Mini hertz.
Welcome to
All
my
right,
problem.
and then I think it was for like $99. So I was like, oh my god, that's a deal. So
There we
I
go,
ordered
yeah.
it. Now I just have a bunch of nests. It's just like not being in use.
Well, there you go.
So
For
yeah,
the next
it's
5
just
colonies you
waiting.
get. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have one question from Ants East Frisia. Hopefully I pronounced his or her name correctly. And that question is, do you have any favorite species apart from honeypots and or campanadas species?
Man, yeah, because Campanadas is the favorite species to go to.
Mine too.
Yeah, depending on the region, right? But the most favorite species that I really want to get is something I don't have is leaf cutters.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, it's I actually had acromyrmex and then it failed.
Oh,
So
bummer.
that was kind of devastating because like I got them like a really nice nest set up and all that, and then they ended up like killing the queen. So that was tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just like they told me to like move the fungus super quick, and when I did it, maybe it disturbed them or I didn't move it fast enough. And then I read into it, and they were like, when the nest is being disturbed, they just panic and kill their queen. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
No.
What are you guys doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to the ant nest question. So you said you have some that you don't like specifically. You don't have to go into what those are if you don't want to. But I did want to know, have you tried Pour More yet?
A what?
Pour More Art?
No.
They're based out of Canada. They're pretty good too.
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
Yeah.
I will definitely look into it.
Yeah. Shout out to Lexi and Yari from Pour More Art. Great people. My pogos are in a 10x10 nest of theirs. So
10 by 10. Wow, that's a big one.
it's like it's very small. It's like a 10-inch by 10-inch. Yeah. So we did get a lot of questions from Colorado ants, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
we'll get
I
into
was like,
those.
I told them stop liking the Instagram post and just ask.
Just ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just went at it.
Yeah, he went at it for sure. So the first one, he actually asked a lot of good questions, and I really like his questions too. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
that has me thinking, you know. And so the first question he asked was, "What inspired you to start raising ants, and how long have you been doing it?"
All right, so it is my 1 year anniversary
Oh, today?
on this month. I
This
forgot
month,
exactly
okay.
what day it is.
Nice.
Either it was a week ago, last week of February, or
Okay.
I can't quite tell because the only way I can tell is like look back on my phone, and then there was like one picture I took of the Modocs, but like, oh my god, these things are huge.
There we
And
go.
that was in what, March? Yeah, 2nd.
Okay.
And then that must have been I got them at least a day or a week before.
Nice. Well, from me and everyone else from the ant keeping community, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, happy
So-
ant keeping birthday.
Right?
Yeah.
So I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
I'm from Mongolia, so yeah, I grew
Oh,
up on
sweet.
a farm. yeah, country boy in heart.
There you go.
And yeah, I was always exposed to wildlife. One of my favorite things to do during springtime or summer was like catch little worms and then shut them down ant nests. And then they'll just run back out panicking with like swarmed with ants.
That's
And
funny.
then I'll just like, no, 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 you go back in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, so that was like one of my favorite things to do back then. And then in Mongolia, we have a lot of Camponotus ants.
Okay.
And then we used to call them like horse ants because they're so huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then they used to bite me a lot, and then I never got. I don't think I was scared of them, but like it was always fascinating.
Right.
And some out there would sting, and then um, yeah, so I was just really close to insects. And then when I did come to the US, I found Ants Canada,
Yeah.
and then I think that's just how all ant keepers kind of started.
Most of us. Yeah.
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 So yeah, and then pandemic happened, so I was just sitting at home, no work, nothing, because we were just locked down. And then I found Oliver's channel,
Yep.
yeah, and then that's when I was like, oh my God, this is actually really fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to you, guy, my man. You got me into it.
Right.
And after that, I found the Ant Keepers channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then those three guys will just make amazing videos like every week. I was just like, like it's that itch that you just want to scratch, right? It's like,
Right.
oh, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? And then I did it, and I was like, oh my God, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it started. Now it's like really bad addictive drug, and it's like I want to buy more. I wanna
Right.
get more.
Yeah.
And then my wife would look at me like, don't buy more. I'm like, I'm buying more.
Yep. The hobby that gets us addicted. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And it's actually not very expensive if you don't want it to be. So.
Yeah, if you
So-
don't want, that's why I will be trying to catch my own ants this year.
Yeah. Gotta catch 'em all. Ant keeping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Another question he asks is, what type of ants do you raise, and why do you choose those species?
Since I'm not that good of an ant keeper yet, it's mostly the most hardy ants. That's why Camponotus is predominantly there. That's
Yeah.
why I'm failing with my honeypots, but they're recovering, thank God. I
Right.
saw one egg yesterday, and then now it disappeared. So, but that's a good sign, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly hardy ants. Just that way, I don't accidentally kill them. All the exotic ants I had, they're not doing the best, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. Also, those hardy ants are really cool to look at. For me, it's I don't know how to explain it. Actually, that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
get it.
but
Yeah.
the reason I keep those ants because it's a lot safer.
Right. A lot safer, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Do you have any pogos yet? Any harvester
I do.
ants? You do?
I do. Yes. They are in the nest that I made last week.
Oh, sweet.
They're
Okay.
doing okay. They panicked a little bit when I dumped them in there. They lost a lot of workers.
Get in there.
Yeah, they lost a lot of workers and they had no brood for a while.
Sure.
And I put them into a test tube and just put them to like a super hot cable, and they recovered.
Oh, okay.
I think they just needed some heat. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, think I just got a question from my roommate for you.
Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Yeah. I will save that for the end.
All right.
Oh, shoot. Why is this saying it's going to end in 9 minutes? Shoot. Okay. If it does, I'll just restart
Yeah.
that part. Okay. Next question was, what are some of the biggest challenges you have faced while raising ants, and how do you overcome them?
Yeah, so biggest challenges for me is the founding stage.
Okay.
I'm a guy known for not having any patience, so I'm just always sitting there like peeking, like, "Hey, how are you guys doing?" And then that's how I lost a lot of my early founding colonies, I will say.
Yeah.
So yeah, overcoming that is just buying more ants, so I don't have time to be checking all of them. Um, Besides that, yeah, just really telling myself, don't touch them, don't do it, don't do it. Um, that's the biggest challenge I have is like disturbing my ants just a little bit too much. But slowly learning to not do that.
Oh, okay. Um, uh, can you walk me through the process of setting up an ant farm and caring for the ants on a daily basis?
Yeah, I think we all kind of know the gist of setting up an ant farm, but taking care of them on a daily basis, I like to be always feeding them,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want them to kind of let them think that they're in the wild. So I don't always have like, a source of protein or source of sugar all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to let them forage a little bit. So once in a while, I will just drop in some, nectar or like cut up mealworms, something like that, just so they're always active, but they're not being overwhelmed. So when
Right.
I do like film them, they're gonna be active because when I do film them, that's when I give them the most amount of food. But they're always consistently eating and always consistently like foraging.
Right.
And I think that's like the key to like keeping your ants is that they, now that now that I've been watching a lot of other videos, is that those ants do need to be like active. When they're not active like that, I guess the queen doesn't produce a lot of eggs. I'm not exactly 100% into it. That from what I read is that if your ants are not being active enough, then your queen may not lay enough eggs.
Hmm.
But that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What have you learned about ant behavior and communication through your experience of raising ants?
That is actually really cool. Last week's video, actually, not last week's, this week's video that I'm trying to make right now,
Uh-huh.
I found some really cool shots of like one of my carpenter ants. Um, he started puking out, um, no, she started puking out the nectar that was stored up, and it was just like walking around and like giving it to the other ants. I was like, I actually never saw that. Like that usually, it's usually just like mouth to mouth, right? But they
Right.
don't usually like hold it in their mouth. And this time she was actually like holding it in their mouth and like walking around and like giving it to the other ants. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Other behaviors, I'll say, I don't know if they do get used to you or they get used to your smell or what
Mm-hmm.
happens, but some of my ants, especially what is the Nikos,
Okay.
they stop being scared like when I open up their outworld. Like
Huh.
I don't know. They're never scared anymore. Like they used to just like rush out. Maybe
Right.
it's because they're in a new nest now, but they don't. They're super chill about it.
Yeah.
And my Floridians used to be actually really chill about it until they moved into their new nest. Now they're just like, panicking all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. The next question we have from him is, how do you ensure ants are healthy and thriving in their environment, and what signs do you look for to determine their well-being?
I don't know. One thing I watch out for is just mites. I'm super scared of mites because all of my colonies are so close to each other.
Yeah.
So anytime I give them like food or there's new substrate, I just put it in the oven, at like the lowest heat for like 30 minutes.
Right.
That should theoretically kill off all the mites. But when it comes to like feeding them, worms or anything like that, just
Mm-hmm.
I usually just try to like inspect them before I give it to them,
Right.
or just like rinse them off with the hot water. It won't kill them, but no, it'll just hopefully it'll wash them away.
Right.
Yeah. But anything other than that, I actually really don't know if they're healthy or not.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say his questions are very deep and
Yeah.
yeah, really deep questions. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Which is
As
not,
soon as
which,
I saw that, I
yeah,
was like, "Whoa, dude!"
which is
Slow
not a
down.
problem. It's not a problem at all, but it's pretty good questions actually. His next question is, have you ever observed anything interesting? No, I already read that question. Sorry. What advice would you give someone who is interested in getting started in ant keeping?
Yeah, be patient. Patience is key.
Yep.
That's all I can say. And if you want to do it, if you want to start, keeping ants, I think you should do it. It's really one of those rewarding hobbies because
Yeah.
it tends to pay itself off, right?
Yep.
Some hobbies you just have to keep on doing it to be, doing it. But
Right.
ants wise, they, it's not just a hobby. They're also like your pets,
Right.
So you end up being, at first I wasn't like super connected to them, right? And
Right.
then more you feed them, more you take care of them, there's like an emotional connection with each colony. So
Right.
to the point that, when you see a worker die, I'm like, oh no.
Right. Yeah. Kind of like I've said this before in previous episodes. Like ant keeping is like taking care of any other animal, like any other
It
pet,
really is.
right? Like cats or dogs, anything like that.
Mhm.
So.
You constantly worry about if they have enough water, if they're eating
Oh
enough,
yeah.
right?
Right.
So yeah, and actually, my wife did tell me like you pay more attention to your ants than your dog. I'm like, the dog is fine.
The dog is fine.
The dog has water over there, the food over there.
Right.
It's the ants that needs to be actively like looking for food.
Exactly. Um. Let's see here. This question I was surprised to see. Have you ever encountered any ethical concerns or controversies related to ant keeping? And if so, have you addressed them?
Yes, I did actually. When I first started keeping ants, I believe that's when during the pandemic, Ants Canada made that video that I think we all know what we're talking about.
Which one?
The one. Remember, he got a bunch of campanadas queens, and then he tried to merge them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then a lot of people got upset with it.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I guess they got upset with it because they, made each other's fight, and then also they didn't like the live feedings and everything.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on what colony you have, and because I try to keep it as naturalistic as possible,
Mm-hmm.
and once in a while they will have to hunt,
Right.
right? Especially the colonies that actually do hunt.
Yeah.
Um, Also, you got to think about if your colony is, what is it, mature enough to be hunting live animals, right?
Right.
My Floridanus is starting to get really big.
Yeah.
They're probably around 3,000 workers right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. This is probably around the time they'll start, looking for, actually start actively tackling live animals.
Right.
So I think I did address it when I first started keeping ants in the Facebook page that things that's in the wild should be that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they thrive,
Yeah.
and when you do start messing with that, maybe that's not a good idea.
Right.
But then I did feed a live like a while back, and I felt so bad. So I like went in there, like chopped it up super quick.
Yeah.
So right, ethically, you probably shouldn't give live animals to your ants,
Right.
but if it is required, you definitely have to. And
Yeah.
then if you let um fruit flies, right? That's
Right.
where it's like you dump them in there, they're just running around panicking, and like
Right.
you kind of feel bad, and you're just like,
Yeah.
so I stopped doing fruit flies because they get into the nest as well. So
Right. So
um
so really quick, I
and
don't mean to cut
I'm
you off, but
talking way too much.
no, you're not a problem at all. So Zoom for some reason wants me to upgrade to Pro to continue, so I'm gonna have to close this out
No.
and then reopen it. So let me go ahead and do that. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, folks. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and let me do this. Sorry. All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and restart Zoom because Zoom is dumb, and we will get right back to it. There we go. Sorry about that,
Alright.
folks.
Right,
There we go. Problem solved.
back.
There we go. Zoom decided it was going to be not our friend today. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, where are we? Okay. So what were you saying? You were talking about fruit flies. I think was the last thing I heard you say.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I started just like kind of rambling. I tend to do that. Well, let's just go back to the main topic, right? Ethically and then whatnot.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it should be the ant keeper's decision, and that's all.
Okay. Cool.
But ensure that it'll be safe for your ants.
Right.
obviously.
Okay. Awesome. Finally, what are your future plans or goals for your ant raising hobby or business? Question mark.
Probably no business. I'm not smart enough for business.
Me neither.
Goals. I am reaching the near end of me getting to the favorite my dream ants.
Mhm.
Right now, there's only like maybe 4 or 5 species left.
Right.
Obviously, leaf cutters. I'm
Mhm.
talking to some people down in San Diego. They're gonna go to Arizona to catch some leaf cutters, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, so hoping that I get one this summer,
Mhm.
as well as a bull ant and a trapjaw ant. Those are dream species to keep, and
Yeah.
maybe one day a meat ant, and
Hmm.
then that should basically finish up all the
Right.
dream ants that I have, and then of course I'll probably end up buying more. But that is the plan for now,
Okay.
and yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a good experience.
Yeah. All right. So we did get a question from Hollifer, because that's what he does. He wants to know, hey Aunt Bay, what's the EI guy called?
It's not fair. Study ants. There we go.
Yeah. There
Oh
we
my
go.
god. So I don't know if you know this or any of the ant keepers know this, but I had huge issue trying to order a nest from aesthetic ants, and
Oh, yeah.
we did not get on the same page for a bit. Yeah, the story is that oh god, I love this. Aesthetically, his nest looked nice, right? So I was like, hey, let me order some. I ordered some, and then it didn't come.
Right.
It got shipped to completely different address.
Oh,
And I
okay.
was like, hey, and then I tried reaching out to USPS, and they were like, there's nothing we can do. Like the sender has to fix it, right?
Yeah.
And then I reached out to them. They were like, oh, well, there's nothing I can do because we already sent it. I was
Right.
like, oh my god.
Dang.
And then package got sent back. I was like, hey, can I get a refund or can I get a new nest? And it was like a big deal. He didn't, I don't want to get into that.
Right.
But he did end up sending a replacement, and that replacement is held up in customs
Oh gosh.
for 8 months now.
Wait, you tried buying from him directly?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you try buying from him?
Huh?
Oh, the nest. Yeah.
Just the nest. Yeah,
just
no
the
ants.
nest. Yeah, no ants.
Yeah, no ants. And I even talked to the customs agent. They were like, "Yeah, I don't know why it's been held up here." And I was like, "Then send it out." And they're like, "Nothing I can do." I was like, I think that's been the response I've been getting.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of his older stuff because I went but I didn't purchase from him directly. I got my things from him from Poor Art, and there's a couple other vendors too
Yeah.
that sell his stuff here in the U.S. too that you could get his stuff from.
Mhm.
Top of my head, I don't remember, but Poor Art, that's in
Yeah, I
Canada.
think.
So
Where was it? I know I saw it on Etsy that somebody was selling it close by.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to get one of his nests and then do a review.
Yeah.
My original plan was to get their vertical nest and keep my messers in there.
yeah. I can
And
actually.
now he just launched a white tongue nest, right?
You
It looks
did,
really
yeah.
nice.
I saw those.
You know what's not fair?
What?
It's like, our European ant keepers are
Yeah,
open to getting white tongue, and here, it's like, why? Why can't we buy one here?
yeah. They have many advantages to us,
Yeah.
which is sad. Let me look up. Let me look up what people here. There's one called Stateside Ants. I think they have. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this link in the show notes. So I don't know him very well. It's in the chat. There's Stateside Ants. It's on the YouTube video, by the way. The link.
Ah, okay.
USA dealers. I'm not sure if. Ants Emporium is done. Oh, surprisingly, my the light is good enough because someone just cut that off. Okay. Antopia. I forgot about him. Antkeeping Depot. So yeah, I think he's got some accessories. I think he did. Am I thinking someone else? No, he's got ants. I know that, and I don't know where. I think he's in Wisconsin. This guy's in Wisconsin. I was thinking a different person. I know Poramore does. Can't believe I'm doing publicity for EA right now.
Gonna have to come back on the show then.
Yeah, long time having to. I need to talk to him actually. Here's a store that you could definitely be friends with. Here you go.
Oh yeah, Antopia.
Yeah, he's actually is gonna be on here too soon.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I bought my honeypots from him.
Did you? Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's. Oh yeah, he does sell aesthetic ant stuff.
Oh, he does?
He's going to
Nice.
be. Yeah. So he's on that list of.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So if I end up buying more stuff from EA, I'll go to him or Poramore, one of the two. Cool. So yeah, we had that one question, and then we actually had a question from my roommate, or my roommate's friend that was here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it up on my phone really quick. Okay, question is, what was the stereotype about ant keeping that you had that was corrected after getting into it?
Stereotype about ant keeping. Well, kind of hard to say. Mostly it'll be more directed to the ant keeper.
Mhm.
You know, like being weirdo and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah, that's like, you know, at my work I'm that guy who keeps ants.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any stereotypes about ant keeping. Yeah, it's just more of like trying to open people's eyes into, like, you know, what ant keeping is, right?
Right.
They're like, whenever I show them, they think of those Argentinian ants that's like crawling around here, that's like super invasive here.
Yeah.
All we have, like, especially in the Bay Area, all we have is them. And
Yeah.
unless you go to the wilderness, there's no other ants.
Right.
So yeah, and everybody's super annoyed, and they're like, "Why do you keep these things?" I'm like, "I don't keep them. I'm actively actually trying to get rid of them." You know, and then I would show them the video of, like, you know, my ants drinking. That's like my favorite type of videos to make.
Yeah.
You know, it's just them drinking. Then they go like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it does, you know, like showing other people, it does kind of open up their eyes into, like,
Yeah.
the world of ant keeping.
Yeah. Most of my friends that know that I ant keep either found out accidentally or just because I've, you know, just been like, hey, yeah, do you guys know that I spent like a whole year not actually searching out ants or doing the show at all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually it was a year and a month according to one of my listeners. But like even people at like church and my girlfriend was like really surprised. She was like, wait, you keep ants? I'm like, yeah. Haven't really got any like dirty looks or anything like that, but it's It's received
yeah.
well. So
Yeah, it's more of them like, huh? Right?
yeah, they're like,
You
what?
know, people here that like keeping like mantises for pets. So, you know,
Right.
one of my coworkers like, dude, you cannot pet them. You can't call them pets. So I made a video of like, you know, like one of the majors on
Petting
my
one.
finger, and I was like, here, like that's me petting him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just more of a, just like opening their eyes, and then
Yeah.
now they're, you know, super. I wouldn't say like welcomed about it, but
Mhm.
like whenever I talk about my ants, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Now before I was like, "Dude, shut up," you know?
Right.
Like it's just ants. Now they're like, "Oh, how's your ants doing? You know, are they doing good? Are you getting new ones?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How far are you in the show right now, listening back? Just so I can kind of figure out.
I am at, I believe, the 4th of July special that you guys are
Okay.
on season 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I actually had an idea, but I don't know if I should say it here or
We can talk
text
about
you.
it. Yeah, we can text about it later. But I do want to get that drinking episode going, where we can all like
Yes.
chat and have some drinks. And
Oh yeah.
Hollifer, if you're listening, you're invited, sir.
Drinking, yeah, no need to tell me twice.
No, not at all. I have a big giant mug that I got from Portmore, and that
Oh really?
yeah, it says "Hold this, I gotta catch this queen," and it's like a big beer mug. It's awesome. I'll send you a picture of it. But yeah, I have some comments and some questions.
Yeah.
Actually, like 2 of them because that one was included. I really love how detailed. This is one of my comments. I really love how detailed and easy to understand your videos are. Like your tubes and tubs video was really good. Like I might do something like this similar with my aunt drew to this video.
Oh, thanks.
Like
I'm not. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I've never really had the how do I put it? Didn't really think about doing something like that, and after watching your video, I was like, oh, that's actually really easy to make.
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause I've seen people make it before, but then like just didn't really, they just didn't make a video that was like in depth enough for me at least. But to watch that video that I watched yesterday, I was like, oh, that's actually really easy, and I can actually make that like right now if I wanted to. But you were gonna say about that?
Oh yeah. I learned that from Ozance.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I reached out to him like, hey, you know, what's the best way of like setting up stuff? He like explained it to me pretty well. So
Yeah, that's
I
good.
just want to tell everybody like, hey, Ozance, you know.
Yeah.
I know he stopped making videos like a
Yeah.
while ago. I told him, hey, are you gonna make anything? It's like, nah, makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I think he has really well detailed videos that
Yeah.
I can never match. And you know, if my videos doesn't make sense, definitely check his videos out because
Yeah.
you know, that's where I would say that where I mostly learned a lot of things. And then now it's just more of like talking to pretty much other ant keepers, see what's working for them and what's not, and try to implement everything together.
Right.
That way, that way, you know, we can get like, I can get something best for my ants. Yeah, like the video I made last week about regarding ant nest.
Yeah.
I'm in talks with other ant keepers and nest makers to see like what really works and what doesn't work.
Right.
And right now it's just you know, it's just gonna be that trial. You know, just keep doing it until we get it right.
Yeah. It's actually funny because the actual person that let me look up his name really quick. The actual guy, the Jordan Dean guy that is behind that. I accidentally butt dialed him on Instagram.
Oh my god.
And there's like a whole, let me see how long. It was so funny. I butt dialed him for about a minute, and it's me at work. This is what it sounds like so people can hear it. So it's me working and I'm vacuuming. Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I don't think Mike is picking it up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
probably focused on you.
Yeah. It's like a vacuum,
Oh god.
and so that plays for about a minute, and so then after that, my phone like butt dialed him again, but like for a video call, and it did it twice.
Oh my
And I'm like, why am I trying to call him right now?
God.
And so then I go and I apologize to them, like, sorry, man, I didn't mean to butt dial you. And so we talked for a bit, and um, so yeah,
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
yeah, it sure is. I was actually planning on having him on before I took my hiatus. So there's a list of people I need to catch up with. That's for sure.
Definitely.
So speaking of videos that you're coming up with, please walk me through of how you do these videos and where you get the ideas.
Where do I get the ideas? It's generally I ask my coworkers,
Hmm.
or I try to ask people who's not really into ants,
Hmm.
see what they would like to see.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it's not because I'm trying to attract them, but then it's a good idea for actual ant keepers to
Mhm.
watch, I think.
Yeah.
Because I feel like some things, there are some things that gets repetitive, right? Like when you just, here's an update, here's an update, here's an update.
Right.
But when I do talk to like some of my coworkers, say like, hey, I'm trying to make a video. Like I know you're not gonna watch it, but like, if you were to watch it, what would you watch? And it's like, why don't you explain more about the certain type of ant that you have?
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And they'd be like, oh, have you ever tried making the nest? And I'm like, oh my god, I never thought of it.
Right.
Yeah, so those are the things. And then yeah, making that documentary idea was like um one, what's it, from my coworkers.
Hmm.
They were like, because some of my coworkers are active like hikers,
Okay.
and they see a lot of insects, and they're like, hey, you can go out there and start making videos like this.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a cool, fun idea. Just like explore California and show people what's there, stuff
Mhm.
like that. I was like, that's an amazing idea.
Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, if there's anything else that you'd like to talk about or fill in the community with, feel free to go ahead and do that.
I guess not much to talk about. Yeah, just if you get a chance, go check out my YouTube and
Yeah.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing this new thing for season 3 where I have a community spotlight.
Mhm.
And so last episode with CT Ants, you were the community highlight or the spotlight.
Oh wow.
So you're gonna be shouted out on that episode. But I wanted to go into the community spotlight for this episode. Have you heard of Just Ants, the guy from Singapore? He's got like a little store.
Just Ants. I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so yeah,
See if I have him on my Instagram.
yeah,
I want to say yes. It's a guy that has that like huge Asian carpenter ant, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got that store. He's in Singapore. And Ants Canada visited him.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. And he got to film with him, and that was really cool. I watched he did a reel or a video or something recently where he was ant hunting. And he's got his little vacuum and stuff, and he's showing people like he was like showing us all like the male elates like on the wall and stuff, and he's looking for queens, and after like hunting for like 2 hours he found like one queen.
Wow.
And I was like, I think he liked the reel that I put with us yesterday or the day before,
Mhm.
and so I was like, oh, I like because I know he follows me, I follow him and stuff, but I was like, oh, I need to actually see how he's been because I think I reached out to him about a year ago or something to see how he's doing and stuff like that. But it's also really cool just to see what he does for the kids there in Singapore and seeing all these kids getting into ant keeping because of him, which is really cool. And to see that Ants Canada shows up and
Yeah.
and it gets to hang out with him, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it
But
seems
yeah.
like, like most of the ant keepers that's outside of the US are so close to each other,
Right.
right? Like all the European ones, they like,
Yeah.
they got AntCon going,
Yep.
they're like
Yep.
always like interacting with one another, and we're like thousands of miles apart, so we can't even like,
Oh, right.
right?
Yeah.
Our time zones are so far apart, like
Yeah, it's
kind of
crazy.
hard.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually talking to Ant Antics recently. He was filling me in with stuff that was been going on since I've been gone, and he was telling me about AntsCon and how it went last year. Because JB, who was my former co-host, which you're listening to him right now probably,
Yeah.
but him and I chatted too, and he was wondering how JB was doing, and that's actually the first of the 3 episodes for season 3. I get to catch up with JB, which is really fun. It was just us just sitting there just talking, and but yeah, I was telling Antics, I was like, I would love to go to next year's event, not this year's, but I'd love to go next year and just check it out, and bring some of our American patriotism over there.
Yeah.
Share some freedom. No, but it'd be cool to actually meet Hollifer and meet JB and Antics, and as much as I'd like to say EA, it'd be nice to meet all these guys, you know, that
me too.
so yeah, hopefully if you'd be down, that'd be cool too to get some more Americans on board. So
Me too, and hopefully one day we can kind of do something like that for
yeah,
North American ant keepers.
yep.
But yeah, just the logistics of it is probably going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, probably. Because like I was telling him, I was like, it'd be sweet to do something here. I mean, yeah, we have like Animal Con and stuff like that.
But like that's for like mostly like
Yeah.
TikTokers,
Yeah.
I'm not
I'm yeah.
too good at that, so
I mean, Ants Canada was at that, and then Lights Camera Ants was also there, and so he got to do something with Lights Camera Ants and Ants Canada. Which big shout out to Lights Camera Ants. He's a good guy. He's got a lot of viewers, and surprised he's got time to actually respond to me.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually responds back quite often.
Yeah, he sure does. He's a good guy.
When I first started, I was like, "Hey, I'm starting to keeping ants." He was like, "Good luck, buddy!" Like immediately. I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
He had like millions of followers.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Speaking of millions of followers, you got like 85,000 followers.
I keep on telling you, it's like mostly bots.
They're most likely bots. But that's all right. So I can officially say I have someone that has 95,000 followers.
And Hollifer, he just reached 200K.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just his reels are like taking off right now.
Oh yeah, he sure is. Good dude.
Yeah.
He deserves it for sure.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Good luck to him. I sent him a Tar Heel nest like as a present for him.
Oh, nice.
Hopefully,
Okay.
yeah, hopefully it gets to him soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pretty much going to close out the show, but before I do that, I do want to say, how can you support the show? Simple. Tell people. Share on social media, share my stories on Instagram. This is my favorite part, and I always tongue twist on this. So here we go. Tell your friends, your family, your neighbors, your classmates, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, your lovers, your ex-lovers, anyone you see on the street. Tie a sign around a stray dog or cat. Just kidding. Don't do that. At your nearest pet store or while you're anting, tell people about the show. Also, you can leave a review on any audio listening app you use. 5 stars. You write a written review on iTunes, and I'll read it on the show. That's always a tongue twister, and that was so tying a sign around a stray dog or cat. My former co-host on a different show, that was something he would do, and so it's like I gotta put this in here. So yeah, that's something I just do for fun. But yeah, folks, if you could support the show, it'd be very helpful. It's lost some of its mojo after a year and a month being gone, but it is starting to get back up there, and so a couple other things I wanted to talk about really quick. Like I said last episode, when you guys are listening to this on Monday, I'm planning a crossover episode with another podcast called Grubbin' in the Filth. Have you heard of them?
No. What is that about?
So Grubbin' in the Filth, or Tomp, he does like a invertebrate podcast, and he does other stuff other than ants. He doesn't keep ants though. But he had Miles Maxer on his last episode, and he only does like episodes like once a month. But he interviews people that keep other insects and stuff, which is really cool.
wow.
So we're gonna do a crossover episode. It's supposed to be the next one, I think, but it might be a species episode where I just do a species instead first, just so that I can figure out some logistics. So I need to get him on. I gotta get Ancetopia USA on. And then I want to plan our drinking episode, just so that we can do some funny stuff. And then you said you had an idea that we could talk about. But the website that I did have up is gonna be worked on here in the next couple of months. More YouTube videos will start coming out, so videos like this will be launched on video form as well, but not every episode. More like unboxings, so I'll do some unboxing videos. I'm gonna try to get into taking my camera or my phone and start recording my ants and doing some couple episodes or couple like, oh, okay, you guys want to see what's going on with my ants? Here you go. Here's some, couple videos. But logistics wise, when it comes to Anchor, I'm ending the listener support system, and instead we'll be setting up a subscription thing going forward, but that will be up and running when the website does, so people don't have to worry about that. But just a way for people to support the show if they want to. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Is there anything else that is on your mind that you would like to say, or if not, we can just close out?
No. Thanks for listening. Make sure to, like and share this episode, and make sure to go follow this person. Come on, I saw that your Instagram page doesn't have a lot of like. I feel like it needs to. I feel like you deserve more,
Yeah.
So I want to say, make reels, expose your page a little bit more, because you put out really good content.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always a great time when I'm just driving to work and I'm listening to your podcast, or when I'm stuck in traffic. Instead of me getting frustrated, it's like, come on, move.
Right.
They're listening about ants. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. I really wanted to. Like, I want to thank Hollifer especially, because just listening to his show again and like just getting back into it, I was just like, sorry, Alex, but you can't be the only one. So
No.
Yeah,
Totally. The Hollifer is a good driver for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. He's
just so good. It was like you could like,
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
I like him a lot. So. But yeah, it was an honor to have you on.
It was amazing to be on.
And we've been chatting here and there. I mean, right after you followed me, I was like, "Oh, who's this?" And I started like looking at your stuff. I was like, "Oh, I definitely need to talk to this guy and get him on." So, but yeah, this was really fun. I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff with you. So
yeah, me too. I just want to say, like, I don't know, if I don't follow you back, just please let me know to follow you back, because one, I'm really bad at social media stuff.
Yeah,
I don't usually like go on it. Just I only go on it to like do ant stuff, and then I just leave it.
Yeah.
So I never know like if there's other ant keepers that like that are following me. So whenever they reach out to me, I just follow them back and like because I want to get to know other ant keepers as well. So
yeah.
That being said, thank you very much.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right, folks. That's it. Formicast.